Who is Romy Schneider for you?
Oh, that is hard to answer. Certainly one of the most interesting actresses, the most physical actress I know in cinema, and a very central actress, and yeah.
What feelings do you have when you think about Romy Schneider after this role?
Nothing particularly. It's just like that I hope that I could go through the icon and to show her probable feelings in that moment of her life, this amplitude, but nothing more than that.
Okay. And as far as I know, you just say that you'll never play Romy Schneider. Why did you agree for this role?
No, I always said that I would never play a biopic.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, and at the press conference, you don't see this film as a biopic. You see this, what put you in this role, what you comprehended to it.
It is not a biopic, it's just 3 days of her life, so it is a zoom on one particular moment, and I thought the idea was very interesting. I liked the script and the intelligence of the script very much, and that is a kind of art house project I found really interesting. So yeah, and it was at the end not the most important thing that it was about Romy Schneider.
Mm-hmm. And 2 questions. First of all, how were you casted for this role? Were you casted for this role?
I had the idea with the producer who died, the former producer who asked me, was a close friend of mine, a French producer, if the subject with Romy Schneider is finished for me, and I said yes, except if you find something where you can zoom at the end of her life and we can tell something which would be a part to tell something about which we can bring up and make it a little bit bigger than just to tell or to interpretate the icon she was. Because as an actress to play a legacy of an actress, I think this is in vain. And yeah, and so he came, some weeks later he came with this idea back to me, and then we found the director, and so it came more and more up. Nobody had to convince me.
How did your personal life story affected the role? What did you comprehend to it? What did you think?
Nothing.
Nothing?
No, my personal life story is not in a deep connection with my roles I play, and with this one, not. It's the same. It's just a role I played, and everything what is a kind of idea of identification issues with Romy Schneider is coming from outside to me, but it's not my issue.
Yes, I see. I just meant maybe some feelings that fill the person. You bring it to the role always, right?
Yeah, that is. I mean, here the most important part was this very, very deep suffering. The fact that she had no home inside and outside in that moment of her life, and of course that is really important to open up to that. And at the same moment to bring up something where she wanted to reach the surface again and to stay alive in a way. And that was a very intense journey. And yeah, but I had always more, I was always more afraid that we keep the surface than the deepness. So I was enthusiastic about the project.
Okay. At the end, Romy Schneider staying with her children. If you had this choice, what would you do?
In that kind of moment?
Yes.
I think I would have the same feelings, that I would love to stay with my children. And if you have no really good home base, it's very hard to do this business and to go as far as she did. And I'm, as she was, I think she was virgin from her sign, and I'm Taurus, so that is very strong to the earth. And normally you say that these kind of signs, they like to be at home, and I can understand that, especially when you live in France, because it's so beautiful that you always want to stay at home.
Yes, you speak French fluently too.
Yes, I lived there for 10 years, so that is important to make you understand.
Yes, and especially Avignon.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so it's very beautiful, this Quiberon, and this is an important part of the film. And sightseeing.